What is up, everyone? Today is Tuesday, which means that it's time for another live Q&A. As always, I'm your host, Paul J Lipsky, here to answer any questions that you might have about dropshipping on different marketplaces like eBay, Facebook Marketplace. I've done Amazon in the past. Pretty much that's all we talk about here on this channel. So if that interests you, do make sure that you subscribe. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. We're so close to that. And then make sure to jump into the chat and ask the question that you need help with. And I'll do my best to answer those questions for you. Pretty casual time where I just sit down, answer these questions, nothing really formally prepared. But I do this every single week for you guys to help you get better at dropshipping and level up and scale your store. So let's see who's here in the chat and let's see what questions you all have. Christina says, I thought this started at 3 p.m. Eastern time, but my timer says it starts at 65 minutes. Yeah, there might be some confusion with daylight savings, but I am starting at the right time. We change our clocks here on Sunday. I know not everywhere in the country changes their clocks, and not everyone around the world. It's just massively confusing. Can't wait for them to just get rid of this whole daylight savings, changing the time nonsense. It's just thoroughly confusing. It throws everyone off. It feels really late in the day for me for right now, but it is 2 o'clock here in the mountains where I am in Colorado. Michael says, how is everyone doing with their sales? For those of you who took Paul's advice and connected their eBay store to API. Yeah, we've been getting a lot of great feedback about that, Michael. So for those of you who don't know, we use software to run our eBay stores, and that software can connect up with eBay a few different ways, but the most straightforward, seamless, integrated way is by connecting it through eBay's API program. That's the way the software is really designed to be used, and that's what the API program that eBay has is designed to be used for. So it's kind of like a seamless integration. So when you set it up, the software, what it will allow you to do is list products onto eBay. It will reprice them if the price changes on our on our source's website, or if the stock levels change. And all of that is done automatically. You don't need to go in and have your computer on and your browser open for all that to be happening like through a Chrome extension. It's all done automatically in the background, even if your computer is off, through the API program. I love that experience. I used it for years, but then there were some problems with API so we stopped using it for a number of years. But I'm back on the API bandwagon. I'm loving it just because of how seamless it is, and we're not seeing really any negative consequences to using API software like we did in the past. I think overall, the people I've spoken to have been very happy with making the switch over to an API connection, API software, because it's just so much easier to deal with, so much more automated. Again, you don't have to worry about having your computer on, so it's like less stressful. It just works a lot better when you're using the software like that. So people have been very, very happy with that. And it's definitely made things less confusing. It's easier to use the software when you use it with the API version, because that's really how it was designed to be used. Okay, Tyler wants to know, what business type do I recommend using when setting up a business with a single member LLC? I'm confused if I should put individual, sole proprietor, or something else. Oh, I think I see what you're saying. So when you start selling on eBay, Amazon, Facebook Marketplace, you can actually start selling as an individual. You don't need to set up a business. So you don't need to set up a corporation or an LLC or anything like that. You can just sign up as yourself. And in that case, you would be a sole proprietor. Okay? So that makes it very easy and quick to start up a business, right? You don't need to file any documents with your state to form a business. But there are definitely benefits to forming a business, like an LLC. And an LLC is usually what most people form because it's very easy for a single person to start an LLC. It's a lot easier than like forming a corporation, for instance. So an LLC, it's really not that hard to get it set up. It just takes some time and like know-how in order to know how to do it. Of course, you can always have a service do it like LegalZoom to set up an LLC for you. And like I said, there are some benefits to it. You can kind of do your own research on what some of those benefits are. But for a lot of them, it's things like if you run it correctly, then the LLC can provide you with some liability protection and in certain situations, some tax advantages as well. But those are things for you to explore on your own, because this is just kind of general advice about this, not specific legal advice at all. So I'm talking about that because a lot of people will sometimes ask, do I need to set up an LLC before I start running my store? And the answer is no, you don't need to do that. You can just get started as yourself, and in that case, you'd be a sole proprietor. Now, Tyler, I know that's not what you asked. You asked, you've already set up an LLC, and in that situation, when you're signing up for an account on like eBay, Amazon, something like that, what do you put? Do you put an individual, sole proprietor, or something else? So what Tyler's talking about is when you are signing up for these websites, it will ask you, hey, are you a sole proprietor, or are you an LLC, or are you a corporation? So you have to answer that question. Obviously, if you haven't set up a business, you're just going to put that you're a sole proprietor. But with an LLC, it's actually tricky because different websites will put different things in there. Hopefully, it says LLC and you're able to choose that. But if it doesn't choose that, a lot of times what it'll be asking you is, how are you taxed? And if it says, how are you taxed, then you're probably taxed as a sole proprietor, even if you have an LLC, unless you've opted in to be taxed as an S Corp instead. So I know that's kind of confusing, but that really depends on how the website asks the question and what choices they give you. But usually if you're a sole proprietor, just choose sole proprietor. And usually if you're an LLC, they'll give you that option for LLC. Okay, before we get to the other questions, I want to go over a couple of announcements for you all that I want you to all be aware of. So first of all, there is a new coaching program that I am launching. I've done this in the past, coaching, where I've worked more hands-on with a small group of students. And this has allowed me to really give one-on-one individual attention. And this is where I've seen students have the most massive success in the shortest amount of time. I, of course, have my courses that you can join to kind of learn at your own pace. And we've had plenty of students see great results with that. But if you really want your success to be more guaranteed and to really have someone holding you accountable and to help you along in the process one-on-one, then that is what the coaching program is designed for. Like I said, I've done it in the past. We've had tremendous success with it. I had to stop it because I was traveling full-time. I just didn't have the kind of capabilities at that time-wise. But now that I'm settled back in a house, then I'm able to relaunch this coaching program, which I'm really excited for because, like I said, this is where I've seen students see massive results in the quickest amount of time. So if you've been looking to maybe do one-on-one coaching with me or to get a more hands-on experience, then I encourage you to apply for it. All the information about it will be linked up in the description. I first want you to watch this video that I put together because someone else had asked me about it. So this is the video. I want you to watch this, kind of understand better what the coaching program has in what I have kind of expected of it. And then you can come down here and book a call with me because this coaching program, like I said, it's unlike the courses. The courses is do it at your own pace. And it's something I've made, and I always update those videos, of course. But because it's not as hands-on with me, I'm able to sell that for less. The coaching program, because it is hands-on, you do get direct access to me 24/7 during the coaching period, then it is an investment. It is going to cost money to join the coaching program, and it's going to be more, of course, than the courses. So I want to make sure that it's a good fit for all of us, that you're ready for the coaching program. You don't have to come with any type of experience, but when I mean ready, I mean like you are ready to put in the time and the effort that's needed to be successful and to really be coached the right way to see success. And that's because I haven't done the coaching in a while, so as I'm relaunching it, I really want to make sure that the first group I get in here, that we really work together and you see really amazing results, so that I can use you guys as potential testimonials. We can, of course, do that anonymously, but I just want to get those people in there, really work with them to get them massive results, so that I can kind of prove out that this coaching program works. And then the next time I launch it, I'll be raising the price and kind of expecting a lot more from people as well. So if you're interested in applying for the coaching program, again, check the first link down below and then check out the video real quick, what it's about, and then book a call with me so we can chat about whether this is a good fit and whether you're ready to make the investment into the program. So that's the first announcement I have for you. I'm very excited about that. I'm really looking forward to working with a lot of you, or rather a few of you, really hands-on and more closely. And I am capping it, so as soon as that gets filled, then I will not be letting any more people into the coaching program until we relaunch it, which will again be a higher price at that time. The second announcement I want to make is for anyone who uses Zeek Analytics or has been looking to use Zeek Analytics. And if you don't know what Zeek Analytics is, this is a tool that we use to do product research for our eBay dropshipping stores. We also use it for Facebook Marketplace dropshipping as well. But this is a software that I've been using for years. I think it's the best software out there for product research, and it's just what we use all the time. I don't know how else to say. When it comes to product research, this is what we use because it's so effective and so quick at getting you products. Now, the reason I'm bringing it up now is because they're having a Black Friday sale, and this is a massive discount on the regular price of Zeek Analytics. If you sign up for the yearly plan, which means you pay for the whole year up front, you get 50% off. That is huge. That is a lot of money off. And I think there's some other discounts. Let's see what the deals are exactly. Well, this will be linked up down below. I think it's the second link down below. So as you see, it depends what deal you sign up for, what plan you sign up for. I do recommend which one? We need the autopilot and turbo scanner. So that would be this one, which would be $449 a year as opposed to $900 a year. So that one is 50% off. If you go for monthly, yeah, there's no deals on the monthly one, so you would have to sign up for the year. But even if you just want the pro features, that's just $200 a year instead of $300. Or if you pay monthly, you can see right there, it makes sense to kind of go for the yearly plan if you're going for that. Lifetime plans also have a large discount for them as well. So yeah, the Black Friday sale is going on for that. I think it's a great software, and I know you use it all year long. All right, so if you guys have any questions about that, the coaching program, or I guess Zeek Analytics, I don't have much more to say about that. Let me know in the chat. But otherwise, both of those are linked up down below. The coaching program will be the first link, so you can get more information and sign up for a call with me. And the second is about Zeek Analytics. The coaching program, like I said, I'm really trying to get people in who are serious, willing to take action, and really put in the work and be coached, because I really want to work with you and make you get results so that I can have some of those student testimonials. I'm being honest about that. Like that's my goal, is so you can do really well, of course, but then I want some testimonials out of it, or at least some proof that it works for the next time when I reopen it at a higher price. Julie says, I've gone through your Facebook and eBay training, and I need to sign up for AutoDS. Do I need to sign up for both platforms on AutoDS? Or can I just choose one? So you would need to sign up for both because they integrate differently. You only need to sign up for one AutoDS, but you need to integrate that AutoDS with eBay and then also with Facebook Marketplace. With Facebook. Now that does mean there'll be 2 expenses from AutoDS, but that's just the way it is in order to run your business. Now, kind of put this into perspective. If you've ever looked at selling on Amazon, the software to sell on Amazon is so much more expensive than the dropshipping software that we use for like eBay or Facebook Marketplace. Most software that you're going to use, you have to really sign up for several different software, And each of them is about $100 a month. So you're easily getting billed like $300 a month just in software for running an Amazon business. With eBay, it's honestly much, much cheaper. Hey, what's up, Mike? How's it going? Okay. Mike says, if you list the same product on eBay and Facebook, or from Facebook shops to marketplace, do you use the same title and description? Yeah, generally, yes, Mike. So this is one of the really cool things about people who have already been successful with drop shipping on one website like eBay or Facebook Marketplace, and they're looking to expand by adding a new marketplace. You can use what you have already seen to be successful. So if you're selling on eBay and you have products that are doing well, list those same products for sale on Facebook Marketplace and use the same title. Start there. You can always change it later, but generally, if it's doing well on eBay with a title, it's going to do well on Facebook Marketplace with the same title. So yeah, keep it simple and just do it that way. Oh yeah. Christina says, hey Paul, I tried to get my EIN online, but it wouldn't let me do that. I had to call, but it was their busy time. Do I need to form an LLC instead? Excuse me, this daylight savings is making me yawn. It's throwing me off. I know we gained an hour, but it still messes me up. Yeah, so an EIN it's like a social security number for your business. So definitely if you form something like an LLC, then you would need an EIN. But even if you're a sole proprietor, it's a good idea to get an EIN for it. So the EINs are luckily free to get, and you can do it right on the IRS's website. The funny thing is that you can only do it during business hours, even though it's a website that's open, the web's open 24/7. I don't know why you can only apply for it during business hours, but that's the case. So go to the website and try to apply for one. Usually you'll get approved right away and get an EIN right away. But sometimes they'll say they can't do it. And in that situation, that happened to me, and I believe I faxed them. Yeah. So you want to fax them. I'm not sure of the exact details, so you might want to Google this. You can fax them and fax them the form to apply for an EIN, and then they'll usually mail the actual EIN certificate to you, which does take time, but for some reason, in some situations, they won't let you apply for an EIN instantly online. In my situation, is because I already had one and I was setting up one for a new business, and I think that's why. Hey, thanks, Robert. I appreciate it. What is up, everyone? Thanks for coming here. Hey, Johnny in Boston, headed to, what is SFO? San Francisco? Johnny's always traveling. He's jet setting all the time. Hey, what's up? No hablo español. Lo siento. Steven, happy Tuesday. Christina wants to know, can we use FBM Fox for Facebook dropshipping instead of AutoDS? Yeah. So FBM Fox is a competitor to AutoDS. They work with Facebook Marketplace, so you can definitely use them. I've kind of been in the AutoDS ecosystem for a while. I like having kind of everything under one roof, so to speak. I just log into AutoDS. I can see eBay. I can see Facebook. It's all in there, which is really nice. So yeah, you can use FBM Fox for that. I have used FBM Fox for my Facebook shop when Facebook shops first came out. And that's because AutoDS didn't work with shops back then. Now that it does, I'll be trying it out and probably moving over just because I like having it all in one place. But I'll have to test it out and not be so lazy because I hate changing stuff, it's already set up. I'm like, I'll have to move it over. It never ends up being a pain, but just the thought of it is like, I don't want to deal with that, even though it's never usually a big deal. I have a question about that Colorado zip code. You said to keep it where it is. What do you mean? I'm not following you, Robert. Why are you specific to Colorado? I'm confused. Do you live in Colorado? I'm a little lost. What you mean by why you're honing in on Colorado there? What is the expected time frame for customers to receive their items once purchased from shops and marketplace? Angelique, really what matters is when the item gets shipped out, and it really should get shipped out within 3 business days. So for that to happen, you one, have to be working with good suppliers that are actually going to ship out their items. And 2, make sure that you're placing the order on your supplier's website as quickly as possible so that they then do ship it out within 3 business days. You work with the major suppliers, that's not going to be an issue, like Walmart and Amazon, for instance. Even a lot of the smaller ones, everyone's trying to keep up with Amazon. So they are doing the same thing as well, trying to ship out quickly. Zelchko says he was banned from eBay. Risk to community. Man, I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know what, sometimes people message me and say, what do? I got suspended on eBay. Without knowing anything about your account, I can't help you. 9 times out of 10, those people, when it happens, it's from people who don't live in the United States and try to set up eBay accounts on ebay.com. And that's a really easy way to get suspended because eBay doesn't want that. They don't want you lying about where you live. And they're able to tell a lot of times where your IP address is. So 9 times out of 10, that's the reason why. But without looking at your account or knowing more specifics, I can't really help you because I don't really know. How often do you get a Vero for using copyrighted image? Not that often, Black Hole, because I use software to kind of let me know if the item is Vero. So Vero is eBay's verified rights owner program. Basically what it means is that there are certain brands that don't want you using their images in your description, like stock images. So you're technically allowed to sell the item, you just can't do it with stock images. So for us with dropshipping, it's just best to avoid those items entirely, those brands entirely. Now, luckily, when I'm using like Zeek Analytics to do product research, Zeek Analytics will tell you, hey, this is a Vero brand. You don't want to sell it. And then when I try to list the item, AutoDS will tell me, hey, this is a Vero brand. You don't want to sell it. So I kind of have like 2 layers of protection there. And that's actually very good because AutoDS actually gets that data, so to speak, from their actual users. So if any of their users receive a Vero violation, AutoDS can detect that and put that brand into their database and warn you if you try to list one of those brands. And since they've been doing this for a while now, there are a lot of brands in there, and we've been having no Vero issues because of that recently. Hey, what's up? I'm doing well, thanks. Cyberplayer says, hey, I'm kind of broke right now and I'm stuck with eBay's fund holding. Any advice? Yeah, so with all these marketplaces, they hold your funds. They don't release the funds to you right away. There's a short waiting period depending on the marketplace until they actually release the funds to you. As you're waiting for those funds to be released, you want to be using credit cards to fulfill your orders. Those credit cards, make sure you get a good one that gives you points and cash back. You can really rack those up. And then once the money is released to you, you can pay off the credit card and keep the rest as profit. A lot of drop shippers, they travel for free with those points. A lot of people people use the cash back and just keep it as cash. So many points can be racked up with these credit cards. Sure, ask your question. What is the best way, do I think is the best way to start online selling? Amazon FBA, eBay, or Shopify? Well, I'll tell you right away, it's not Shopify. Okay. Shopify, if you're able to make it work, it is great. Okay. Shopify, you're building your own website, you're building your own brand, you have your own domain name. If you get it to work, it's great. You can make good money with it. You could sell that website. But I'm telling you guys, it is almost impossibly hard to get that kind of success with it. It is so difficult because you are building a website that no one knows about. So you have to pay for advertising to get people to visit your website. They have to trust your website, and then they have to buy from your website. And that is extremely, extremely hard to do. If you sell in a marketplace like Amazon, like eBay, like Facebook Marketplace, there's already customers there. There's already the trust there. So you are selling where those customers already are and where they already trust, and they're just going to buy from you. So marketplaces are a lot easier, especially for beginners. So I really encourage people to take a look at marketplaces and don't even bother with Shopify. If that's something you want to do much, much later. Myself, I have a lot of experience selling online. I believe that I can make Shopify work. Actually, I know I can because I've tested things before, but it just doesn't seem worth my time because the marketplaces are just so much more valuable because there are all those customers there. Now, there are plenty of choices for marketplaces and different ways to sell on them. You say Amazon FBA, also eBay. I think for beginners, dropshipping is the simplest way to start because the overhead is so low. Like with Amazon FBA, you have to buy the inventory up front. So you might be buying hundreds of dollars worth of shirts or shoes, or you might be ordering stuff from China as a private label thing. That takes a lot of time and money up front. Whereas with something like dropshipping, you list the items up for sale like eBay or Facebook Marketplace. Once they sell, then you buy them from someone else. So it really frees you up and you don't have to worry about all that inventory and buying it up front and all the risk that's involved with that. So for beginners, it is much simpler to do dropshipping unlike eBay or Facebook Marketplace. Julie says, for Facebook Marketplace, should I use Amazon without Prime or just skip Amazon altogether? No, just like I say in the course, Julie, definitely use Amazon, but do it without Prime. If you do it without Prime, you're going to be fine. And then also look at some of the other suppliers as well, because there's other great suppliers. I will say hi to the whole family, Johnny. And Carl, we got the new dog, Carl. You might not know that. He's actually smaller than Orlando somehow. No, Christina, go for it. Go for it. So she wants to know that she says she just started Facebook Marketplace. Great. Facebook Marketplace is awesome. But she wants to get a shop as well. Should I wait or go ahead and start the shop process? So the reason she's bringing this up, for those of you who don't know, if you join, well, my Facebook Marketplace course is closed right now, but for enrollment. But when you join the Facebook course, you also get access to learning about Facebook shops. And Facebook shops is like Facebook Marketplace, but like on a whole nother level. So much more traffic. It's a lot better experience. So if you're doing Facebook Marketplace, I would definitely start the process of setting up a shop. It does take some time, like waiting for approval and stuff like that. So you might as well start it now. And you don't even have to use your shop. If you don't want to, you can kind of like just set it up. But it's best to have it. If you need it or want it, there it is. But you don't even have to use it right away if you don't want to. You can kind of like get more familiar with Facebook Marketplace, which is definitely a lot more kind of straightforward. I see people using Walmart as a supplier, but I don't get how they deal with the shipping fee. They just add it into the price of the item. So it's included in the price. Sweet. Christina says, is the coaching program multiple calls and a course? Yeah, so yeah, I probably should have explained that a little bit more, but that's something I thought I would go over in the phone call. Yeah, the coaching program, it's over Zoom. So you would actually meet with me one-on-one on Zoom. That's like how we kick things off. And you also will get unlimited 24/7 access to me over Messenger, over an app that we use for that. So you can send me any questions that you have that way. And then there's going to be ongoing coaching calls as well as a group. And there's a bunch of other stuff in there as well. But that's kind of like the structure of it, like the framework of it. So as you see, like with that, you'll be working one-on-one with me. Really, the initial call that we have is really to build out a plan for you and for me to show you some of the stuff that's been working really well for people that, not a lot of people know about. That's been working really well. Thanks, Milton. I appreciate that. Are there any free alternatives to Zeek Analytics? Well, you can always do it manually. You do product research manually. I have a bunch of videos showing how to do that on YouTube, and that works, but it just takes a lot of time. And with Zeek Analytics, it will speed things up, and it can also find you a lot of other stuff that's just harder to find manually just because of the limitations of doing it manually. But there's no free software for product research. What marketplace is the best? There's no clear answer to this. It depends what you want to do. I think Facebook is definitely the easiest right now, but eBay is like tried and true. We know that it works. It's been around for a while. And Amazon's a great one as well. It's just really hard to get started, more expensive to get started on Amazon. And I think for most people, I would not recommend drop shipping on Amazon. I know I've done that in the past, and I know people are still doing it successfully. But for beginners, you don't want to be drop shipping on Amazon. It's just way too hard. Don't waste your time on something that difficult when you could be doing it on eBay or Facebook Marketplace, and it's just a lot easier and working that way. Great answer, Steven. Couldn't have said it better myself. He says it's really worth getting Zeek Analytics itself because it really speeds up the product research process. The only other thing really is manual, which is taught in the course. Yeah, it's true. Everyone hit the thumbs up button. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, guys, hitting that thumbs up button. Oh, Christina, that's so sweet. Saying my Tuesdays are so much better now that I get to have these live videos. You're doing an awesome job, Christina. Really appreciate you. That's a really sweet gesture. I'll be using that for a coffee maybe, or buy my dog some treats. They always love that. Cool. So I know we have a few more people in here than we did at the beginning. So I just want to remind people who might just be jumping in about the kind of two announcements. The first one being the new coaching program that I've launched. Again, I've done coaching in the past, and this isn't like my course. The courses are pre-recorded videos. The coaching is live. It's one-on-one and also a group coaching aspect. And it's a lot more of an intensive experience where I'm a lot more hands-on with people. And it's going to be a small group to really make sure that I have time for everyone in the coaching program. So that will be the first link down below for a quick video a bit more about it. And then you can book a coaching call, a call with me, a short, like 15-minute call where we can go over more and you can ask any questions that you have. And I can make sure that you're going to be a good fit for the program. Because like I said, we've already had a lot of interest. I had posted on Instagram this morning. I've got flooded with messages. So I want to have these phone calls to make sure that everyone that's in it is really a good fit. And like I said, it will be a small group, and then I'm raising the price the next time I open it back up. And then the other announcement is that Zeek Analytics, second link down below, is having a Black Friday sale with up to 50% off if you want to check that out. Okay. How do you scale your business when it grows? That's a big question because there's a lot of different aspects to it, quite honestly. What's really important is that you build it from the ground up with the intention of scaling it. But the only way you're ever going to be able to scale it is if there's automation built into it. And that's in two parts. One, you want to use as much software as you can because software is the cheapest way to automate. So things like listing products, repricing, restocking, no brainer. You should be using software for that. Like we use AutoDS for that. There's no excuse not to be using that, in my opinion. Then you can do things like automate even more by automating auto ordering, for instance. That way you don't have to manually place orders. And that is something you can do with software like AutoDS, or you can have virtual assistants do it. But again, I like to use as much software as possible because it tends to be cheaper. Now, eventually, you will want to hire virtual assistants to help you actually put the items into AutoDS that are going to be listed and doing the product research and doing customer service and every other little thing in your business that's required on a daily basis. So that is really how you scale up. You have to have those automations in place so that you can spend more time doing things that actually grow your business, like product research, until you outsource it. Uh-oh. I tried to apply an hour ago and got an error message. Is that you tried to apply on the coaching? Huh. Let me see if it gives me an error message. So you have to pick a date. To pick a time. Let's see if it works for me. Make sure this thing works. No, it worked for me. So, I don't know, maybe just try again, Christine. I'm sorry if it didn't work. I might have been changing something in the back system when that all happened. Yeah, so I apologize for that. But it should be working now. No, I don't use the AutoDS extension. They have a couple of extensions. One of them is for non-API, which I don't use it for that on eBay. And they have another one that I don't use. Yeah. I know you can use it to help you list items faster. I just like plugging it right into AutoDS. Crypto Fanatic says, hey Paul, would you recommend AutoDS and Zeek to someone who hasn't sold a single item as of yet? So I know that a lot of people like to kind of tiptoe in and not spend too much money up front. I get that. So you don't want to sign up for software if you're not sure if this is going to work for you. So I get that. Zeek Analytics, I think, is really powerful, and you should keep it on your radar. You don't need it right away. You can do it manually. It's just, you definitely have an advantage if you're using Zeek Analytics, but you don't need it. You can do that research manually. So you could skip that at first, but AutoDS is one that I would sign up for right away. And luckily, if you use my link, I think you only have to pay $1 to get like a trial for like a week or so, or maybe even longer. So check out what the deal is. The deal is always changing. So just click my link for AutoDS in the description and see what the deal is right now. But it's usually about like $1 for like a week or something like that. Yeah, so that way you can try it and see if it works. But like I said, that is one of the things that I think is really important, because you don't want to sell an item that's out of stock that can really kind of mess you up. And AutoDS will make sure that doesn't happen. I have no idea what API is or what it does. Yeah, it is confusing, but again, the API basically means it's something built that eBay has built into itself that allows software to connect with it, right? So there's all types of software that connects with eBay, like QuickBooks, for instance, or I think QuickBooks connects with it. So that will pull like information about how much people have paid for items, how much your fees were, like things like that. We have stuff like AutoDS. Like that's how AutoDS talks with eBay. Now, the non-API version of AutoDS talks with eBay with a kind of workaround. It uses a Chrome extension that's like a workaround. It's not as seamless or as even effective as API, which is a direct connection. That's how I understand it to be. I definitely don't fully understand API because I'm not a software developer and don't know software that well. But I think for purposes of what we do, that's like all you need to know. Even that's too much. It's more than you need to know. All you need to know is that like you sign up for AutoDS and it works with eBay, and you don't need to like worry about it because it's just doing its magic behind the scenes. To be honest, I only understand some of that. Let me see. Let's see. It's been so long since I took Spanish. You can use a translator in Google. Someone has the question and how to end the video in vivo. I don't know what all these words. I'm sorry. I'm struggling. I know some of the words. Cuando means how or when. When you end the video in vivo. I don't know. I wish my Spanish was better. Lo siento. Someone's gonna be able to translate that better than I can. Yeah, so this is an interesting phenomenon where anytime I list up holiday items like Halloween stuff, you're definitely going to see this Christmas. It will continue to sell after the holiday is over. And that's because all the suppliers that you use are discounting those items, and those discounts, because of the connection with AutoDS through API, it will then reflect on your eBay store or your Facebook marketplace store. So those items get discounted. Sometimes some people who are savvy will buy the items after the holiday is over for less and keep them for next year so they don't pay full price before the holiday. You do got to be careful though. You do have to be careful because very often, well, I wouldn't say very often, often enough, those items actually go out of stock and they're not. I always have stock issues with those items where it's like, especially with Christmas, like I'm selling trees after Christmas and then I go to fulfill them and I order them and then all of a sudden I find out they're back ordered. And then you're like really screwed because you can't find another Christmas tree after that. So just be careful with that. But yeah, there are some great opportunities to do that. Sweet. Within the course, you mentioned to use Colorado zip code as No, I just said I use my zip code as a default. At least that's what I meant. Maybe I misspoke. I'll check. But what I meant was that I just use my own zip code as a default. You can use whatever zip code you want. You can use a zip code of your, area or somewhere in your home state. And that's all I kind of meant by that. Really, it doesn't matter. It actually doesn't matter what zip code you put in there. Well said, Stephen. Oh yeah. So yeah, now we're all getting a little confused here. So because Christina's only using Facebook Marketplace, not eBay. So, yeah. Yeah. I think we figured it out. We're obviously not using eBay's API to talk with Facebook. So just set up AutoDS like I show in the Facebook course, and you're gonna be good for Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, if you're using Amazon as supplier, you can use TrackTaco, or you can set up AutoDS to do it for you if you're doing auto fulfillment. either one of those works fine. Sweet. Awesome. Yeah, I'll get them all. I get them emailed to me. So, but I have notifications off right now. So I'm sure it came through. Let me see. Let me check. Let's see. Oh yeah, got a couple of you guys in there. Oh, one of them's mine, my test one. Yeah, but I got yours in there as well. Okay, I got Christina's. Cool. I am new. The question I have is I'm able to use AutoDS for just importing items. So AutoDS, they have a couple of different plans. I don't know if I can see them without logging in. Yeah, they're right here. You can do that. So let me show you the different plans. This is something that I think is a bit confusing. So let me just kind of clarify this here. So this is AutoDS, their pricing plans. You can see eBay, you could use it for Shopify, Facebook, Wix, WooCommerce. They have different plans here. If we're looking at the eBay plan, you do not want to use the import plan. The import plan, there's no point in using it, in my opinion. All it will allow you to do is add products to eBay, but it won't reprice them. It won't check the price and stock levels, do the stock and price monitoring. So you want the starter plan, or whatever plan, they change this in the future, whatever plan says price and stock monitoring, which this one doesn't. So you want that because then if the price changes on the supplier's website, it will actually update on eBay for you. So you definitely want that. No, we don't do eBay stealth accounts like that. Kieran says, is there software that can upload an Excel CSV file products to your Facebook shop and then allows you to update the product quantities with your suppliers? So, I know with Facebook Marketplace, you can upload a CSV to quickly add items. But you're talking about Facebook shops. I don't know the answer to that. I do know that you can obviously sign up for you can use your Facebook shop with a feed, and the feed connects to an what's it called? An FTP, I believe. Something like that, which is kind of like an Excel file again, I'm not very good at this stuff when it comes to software, but I don't know of a way to do what you're talking about, to be honest. I think you have to use, the easiest way is to use software like AutoDS or FBM Fox. Robert says, is it okay to just take out the Vero word? Will it then be okay? So for example, the brand name for a belt was Canvas. Could you sell that product and just take the word Canvas out? It's risky, Robert. It's too risky for me, honestly. So Robert thinks, hey, let's say I'm trying to sell this brand, this belt is made by a company called Canvas. I'm just going to delete the word Canvas from my listing. Take it out of the title. Make sure it's not in the brand section under the item specifics. Make sure it's not in description, and I should be good. Problem is that it's still a Canvas product. So, they can search for images. If they see that image, they could report it. It's too risky for me. I wouldn't do it. Christina says, do you use a spreadsheet that you made just for tax time, something you can give to a CPA? So that's one way of doing it. You should really speak to your CPA and have a discussion with them about what they need from you. Every CPA is going to be different, but they might say, hey, we want you to keep a spreadsheet. Or they might just say, hey, we want you to only use one credit card for this business, and we'll track your expenses that way. And we want your reports from eBay, eBay is going to give you a 1099 and we want that. And that might be all they need. But you have to speak to them exactly what they want. Bookkeeping is definitely not my forte. It's not a strength of mine. There's professionals for that. So again, I just had a conversation with my CPA about what he needed when it came to tax time. Oh, huh. That's interesting. Yeah, I would reach out to Track Taco. We should all reach out to them and tell them that's not cool because that's just weird. Yeah, if anyone knows of any of these other ones, these tracking services, they're always adding new ones and changing them, and some are going out of business. That's weird that they do that. I use AutoDS for that with Blue Care Express, so I don't have that problem, but that's interesting. I'm not sure why they do that. Just use Walmart, because if you use Walmart Plus for drop shipping, it'll work for a little bit and then they'll shut down your Walmart Plus account. They'll say, hey, you can't use it for this purpose, so don't even bother. Yes, the eBay course is open. It's linked up down below. How many shops can we have with a Facebook account? You can have a lot. I don't know how many. I've never heard of anyone maxing it out, but you can have a lot. You can have a lot of shops. Can you do a video on 1 day TikTok dropshipping using $0? No, because that's not the type of dropshipping I do. I do dropshipping on marketplaces. When people are doing TikTok dropshipping, that's like Shopify, which again, rewind, scrub back. That's not what we do. It's just, it costs so much time and money to do that. Yes. I'm not sure what you mean by works. Yeah, you want to use you don't want to use Amazon Prime. Okay, I gotta scroll down because I think I got a super chat from someone. So I want to go find that. Oh, sweet. Larry, $1.99. Appreciate you, man. Says, what are your thoughts on AliExpress 7-day shipping? I don't really like AliExpress because I think it takes too long for customers to get their items. And a lot of times the quality of the items coming from China they're not great quality. I encourage you to order something for yourself from AliExpress and have it delivered and just kind of get a feel for that experience. I didn't like the experience. Every time I've done it, it takes a long time. The tracking is like, am I getting a real tracking number here? And then the quality of the items has never been great either. So I'm not a big fan of using AliExpress, to be honest. Okay, real quick. I know I already talked about it twice, but we have more people here now. I've opened up a coaching program. This is for a small group of people. As soon as it fills up, that's it. I'm closing it off. No more people can join. And the next time I open it up, this will be more money. This is a more hands-on coaching from me. This isn't just a course with pre-recorded videos. Hands-on, where you'll be able to work with me one-on-one and in a group setting. Intensive experience to get better at dropshipping, really scale up your store. Last time I did coaching, we had students seeing just incredible results with it. And I want to redo this. I want to do coaching again now that I'm settled into a house and able to do it and have more time, more availability of time. It was just the best experiences I've had with students is doing it through the coaching program. So I want to work with a small group to really make sure everyone in it does well, not only so you guys do well, but also so that I get some feedback about it and testimonials about it so that I can use that going forward. So if you're interested and want to learn more about it, first link down below. Watch this video that I put together about the coaching program. It's only like 10 minutes. You can even watch it on 2x speed if you want. And that will explain a little bit more about the program. And then we can book a call to really see if it's a good fit. Because this is an investment. It's going to be more money, a lot more money than the courses that I have, but you'll be working closely with me. So I want to make sure it's a good fit for both of us and for the group as a whole. All right. What other questions you guys got? Okay. I see. Now I don't know where I am because I scrolled down. So let me just start at the bottom. Whoa. Another super chat. Appreciate that, man. Smash the like button. I agree. Okay, well I know sometimes it's faster. I still think it takes too long. And I'm not crazy about the quality a lot of times. Let's see. Yeah, any sort of Prime, you can get banned for it, even a business Prime account. If a customer isn't responding after an item has gone out of stock, you can, it's up to you. It's a tough situation. A lot of people will just cancel. A lot of people will actually ship them something with the expectation that they're going to return it because it's the wrong item. So you can kind of choose which one you want to do there. Let's see. So when you go to list the item, so on Facebook, you don't actually have to worry about this. So you don't have to worry about it, Christina. But on eBay, it will let you know on AutoDS that it's a Vero item when you go to list it. Yeah, it can feel that way sometimes. It feels like a lot of items are Vero. That's normal, but you'll get into a groove where you're finding a bunch of items that aren't, so you should be okay. Ooh. Yeah, man, you should never put your eBay store on vacation mode. So many people say that when they put their eBay store on vacation mode, as soon as they turn vacation mode off, their sales are still just like sluggish and not moving as quickly as they should. And it's kind of like, why do they even have vacation mode if they kind of punish you for using it? So I really encourage people not to use vacation mode. If you need to step away from your business, that's fine. Just, either put your stock at 0 or raise the prices of your items by so much that people would be insane to buy it from you. That would be a better way to go about it so that you don't actually have to use vacation mode and kind of suffer the consequences of that. It is live. I don't know why this guy thinks it's pre-recorded. Right. All right. So that is well, let's see if we got any messages down here. There we go. All right. So that is the full hour. Thanks everyone for hanging out and asking such great questions. Again, well, we got another super chat here. Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, you'll get that removed when you just start listing up some items there. Yeah, same problem. Yeah, so thanks everyone for hanging out. Thanks for all the great questions. Again, linked up down below will be a bunch of resources for you. The first link is the coaching program that you could apply for. Second one will be Zeek Analytics. Bunch of other stuff in there as well. Yeah, I look forward to phone calls with a bunch of you now about this coaching program, which I'm super excited about. We got a bunch of you guys already applying for it, which is super awesome to see. So I'll be talking to you guys really soon, and hopefully we get a really good group for our first coaching experience. Thanks so much, everyone, for hanging out, and I'll see you next week during the next Q&A.